When most people hear Lincoln, they picture a quiet Sunday drive at 35 miles per hour with the turn signal politely blinking since Tuesday. But tucked inside Lincoln's back catalog are a handful of cars that look like they're on their way to the golf course, while secretly plotting to embarrass something German at the next stoplight. These are the 7 stealthy Lincolns that wear soft shoes and hard numbers. Cars that look slow until they don't. (1986 to 1992) Mark VII LSC. At first glance, the Mark VII LSC looks like a luxury lounge. Long hood, formal roofline, Continental hump trunk. Underneath, it's Fox body Ford DNA. Think Mustang bones with a better tailor. By 1987, the LSC's 5.0-liter HO small block was up to a stout for the era 225 horsepower with 300 pound-feet, and the chassis wore firmer air suspension tuning and legit performance tires. If you squint, you can see the Mustang GT smirking behind that chrome grille. The healthiest LSCs could slip through the quarter in the mid-15-second range and go to 60 in less than 8 seconds. This big coupe was quicker than it looked, especially relative to its plush peers. In the late 80s, that was enough to surprise a few smug Europeans. You glide up in a leather-clad lounge chair, then leave 2 discreet black stripes exiting stage right. No drama, just a muffled V8 hum and a driver who knows exactly what Fox platform means. 1993 to 1998, Mark VIII LSC. If the Mark VII LSC was a Fox body in a tux, the Mark VIII LSC is a stealth fighter in loafers. It looks like it was drawn entirely with ellipses, long, smooth, and slightly anonymous. Then someone at Ford slipped in a grad school project under the hood. A 32-valve, all-aluminum 4.6-liter DOHC V8. In the early 90s, that was a mic drop, especially in a big luxury coupe. Early cars made 280 horsepower, but the LSC trim, arriving for 1995, bumped output to 290 horsepower and 295 pounds-feet, breathing through true dual exhaust. It's backed by the 4R70W 4-speed auto. And no, there was never a manual, but this V8 likes to rev and pulls clean from mid-range like a big, well-oiled turbine. The 1996 model could go to 60 in 7 seconds and run through the quarter mile in 15.3 seconds. For a leather-lined Lincoln in the early 90s, those are, sir, was that a Lincoln? Numbers. Nail it, and the in-tech V8 wakes up with a smooth snarl. The nose rises a whisper, and the coupe surges more than it lunges. That's the DOHC character. Less old-school thump, more turbine rush. 2003 to 2006 Lincoln LS V8 Sport. If the first-gen LS was Lincoln's "we can do handling" manifesto, the 2003-2006 V8 Sport was the part where they underlined it, bolded it, and added a ZF steering rack for emphasis. Same clean, anonymous suit, much sharper tailoring underneath. The refresh brought more power, tighter chassis tuning, and a calmer cabin so you could sip your latte and clip an apex without spilling foam. Under the hood lives Lincoln's 3.9-liter DOHC V8, an AJ family cousin to the Jaguar S-Type's engine, bumped to 280 horsepower and 286 pound-feet for 2003. It's paired with a 5-speed select-shift automatic sending power to the rear, like a sports sedan should. The result isn't drag-strip thunder, it's turbine-smooth shove with grown-up manners. It could go to 60 in just 6.5 seconds and cover the quarter mile in under 15 seconds. No, it won't run with an M5, but against its period peers, it's absolutely, whoa, that Lincoln moves quick. More importantly, it outhandled its V8 rival of the day in stability and feel, aided by that ZF rack and sorted suspension. And when someone asks, is that really a Lincoln, you can just smile and say, until the road turns. 2013 MKZ 3.7 AWD. At a glance, the 2013 MKZ looks like it's here to refinance your mortgage, not rearrange your internal organs. Then you check the badge, 3.7 V6. Add AWD. Suddenly, this quiet, split-wing sedan starts behaving like a polite magician. Nothing up my sleeves, and then whoosh, the horizon is somehow closer. Lincoln gave the MKZ a genuinely stout option in 2013. A 3.7-liter DOHC V6 with 300 horsepower and 280 pound-feet, paired to a 6-speed automatic. It's the no-fuss, yes-thrust setup. No lag, no drama, just smooth pull from a refined V6 that likes to rev. Motor Trend's instrumented testing put the MKZ 3.7 at 0 to 60 in 6.4 seconds and the quarter mile in 14.7 seconds. That's quiet car quick, the kind that sneaks up on you because the cabin barely raises its voice. You get modes, normal, comfort, and sport, that subtly retune the car's responses without turning it into a wannabe track toy. 2010 MKS EcoBoost. If you looked at the 2010 MKS in a hotel valet line and thought, nice rental upgrade, congratulations! You've just been set up for one of Lincoln's all-time great punchlines. Because the calm-faced MKS with the tiny EcoBoost script is the sedan equivalent of a professor who benches 300 when nobody's watching. Under the conservative suit lives a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6, standard A-wheel drive, and the kind of quiet thrust that turns on-ramps into moving sidewalks. On paper, it reads like a Taurus on sabbatical. On asphalt, it's the one politely asking fast traffic to step aside. 355 horsepower at 5,700 RPM and 350 pound-feet at 1,500, funneled through a 6-speed automatic to all 4 wheels. The spec sheet doesn't shout, but it absolutely winks, especially when you clock the 4,474-pound curb weight and still get that shove in the back mid-range. Car and Driver tested the MKS only needs 5.4 seconds to 60 and runs the quarter mile in 14.1 seconds. Perfectly fine for a plush 5-seater, but nobody's clutching pearls. 2017 Continental 3.0T all-wheel drive. If the Continental name makes you think opera windows and a Landau roof, this one's here to update your mental software. The 2017 Continental with the 3-liter twin-turbo V6 and all-wheel drive looks like it's on its way to a client lunch, but the moment you lean into the throttle, it trades small talk for small numbers. Lincoln quietly gave its flagship 400 horsepower, a torque-vectoring rear end, and enough hush to hear your own thoughts at 80 miles per hour. That's the sleeper vibe in one sentence. As a result, the car could go to 60 in just 5 seconds and complete the quarter mile in 13.5 seconds. An impressive pace for a 4,550-pound luxury sled that prioritizes quiet over chest hair. 2017 MKZ 3.0 TAWD. The 2017 MKZ is the executive that keeps gym shoes in its briefcase. Freshened that year with a Continental-style grille and cleaner lighting, it looks properly polished. The refresh slipped an exclusive twin-turbo V6 under that calm face, gave it all-wheel drive and, if you tick the right box, handed it torque vectoring tricks that make a midsizer feel tidier than it has any right to. Lincoln's top MKZ powertrain is the 3.0-liter twin-turbo GT-DI V6. In all-wheel drive form, it's rated at 400 horsepower and 400 pound-feet. Curb weight for the 3.0T is right around 4,307 pounds, so you'd expect swiftish. But the turbos build torque early and flatten the mid-range, so the car moves with a hush-hush urgency that feels quicker than the numbers look. Car and Driver's instrumented test of an MKZ delivered 0 to 60 in just 4.8 seconds and a quarter mile in 13.4 seconds. Healthy figures for a quiet luxury sedan that doesn't peacock.